I love the look of rimless aquariums, but I keep fish that jump. I've been using a DIY net lid, but recently tried out a new solution. So far I'm loving it, and today I want to show you why and how to set one up yourself. Hi everyone, it's Connor. So today I want to show you the new solution I've done for a lid on my 65-gallon rimless aquarium. So with rimless aquariums, one of the things is they don't have a rim, so there's no really standard lids for most of them, and most of them don't come with lids. Now, I've been using a do-it-yourself DIY net solution for pretty much the entirety of having this aquarium, and it worked pretty well. I've never had a fish jump out, never lost a fish from that. It looked pretty good in my opinion, at least when you're far away, and it was relatively easy and it was also cheap, but there were some reasons I wasn't really a big fan of it long term, and the main one was it would get very dirty, especially if you had air stones or sponge filters. The water would splash up the top and it would get very dirty with algae over the course of a few months. So by 6 months you pretty much had to replace it, in my opinion, but probably even before that. Now for this one I went with a plexiglass lid, and so I have two panes of plexiglass here, one on here, and then I have these clear clips that fit on the rimless glass just to hold it up. And so today I just want to talk through the pros and cons of this type of lid, and then also show you exactly how easy it is to use, how easy it is to take off for water changes, and then step by step what you need to buy and do to set this up yourself. And so I thought it made sense to show the setup by step first, so we're gonna go to that, and then I'll end the video with the pros and cons of my thoughts on this lid. Alright, so now I want to actually go through what products you need to set up this lid, how to order them, and then the exact steps to install it. So first here for what you need, the first thing is the clips I showed you. So the clear clips, I like the clear ones because you can't really see them on a rimless aquarium, and mainly I got these specific ones for the style and how they look. So now the number that you need depends on the size of your tank. For my 65-gallon, I use 16. And the width of my glass is 10 millimeters, so it was about $14 for a 20-pack right now. The specific clips I have, I'll link in the description below. They do offer a number of common sizes for aquariums, but if you do have a tank that is smaller than they offer or larger than they offer, then just look on Amazon and they should have different sizes from different brands. Next is getting the plexiglass. So there's a whole number of sites that will sell you custom cut plexiglass. I just kind of looked at a few to see what the best deal was. So I ended up going with a website called Tap Plastics, and I'm not affiliated with anything, but and I'm actually sure you can probably find a better deal if you shop around. I just wanted someone who I knew they could ship it pretty quick, and they had generally well-received reviews online, and then I could get it cut to any size I want, both thickness and how big the sheet was. So they seemed like a good fit. They were definitely cheaper than a few other ones I looked at, but I'm not saying they are the cheapest. For the two sheets I got, it was $50 for each, but I did include rounded edges because I did want them to be smooth so they weren't as sharp when I picked it up. So that was about $10 for the rounded edges extra for each sheet. But the size of the sheets I got were 16.5 inches by 22.75 inches, and I got a 1/4 inch thick. As I said earlier, I would actually increase the thickness for the aquarium I have. I would probably make it 3/8, I'm thinking. I think 1/2 inch would be too thick, so 3/8 is probably what I would go with. And I did the cast acrylic instead of extruded. I really wasn't too knowledgeable in this before ordering them, but cast has low water absorption and it's known to be resistant to weather. Now, as far as getting the size you want, you just want to make sure you're measuring from the inside of your glass to the other inside of your glass. Don't measure the whole aquarium because obviously you need to fit within the actual glass, and then even within that you probably want to give at least a 1/4 inch on each side. Now once you order both of those and they arrive, installing it is super easy. All you want to do is put the clips on your tank first, and so what I did is in each corner I put 2. I just did 2 to give it even more stability. You probably don't even need to do that, but it really depends on the size tank you did. But so I just put 2 on each corner. In the very front, I just put 1 just to make it look a little more stylish in the front, not have as many clips. But otherwise, that's what I did. And once they are on, you just want to put the plexiglass on them, maybe balance them out a little if they weren't super even, and that's it. That's all you have to do. And as far as when you need to do water changes or move some equipment around, it's just that easy to take it off. You just take off the plexiglass, put it to the side, and then you can do what you need to do. You don't even have to take the clips off, and then put it back on. And for feeding, there's enough space in mind. I might be able to feed it through the center, but if yours were tighter or you wanted more space to feed more areas of the aquarium, you could just take them off real easy in the morning, feed, put them right back on. So super easy in that regard. And so that goes through step by step how to set it up and everything you need to buy, and then kind of the nuances of using it. But now I just wanted to close out the video with the pros and cons of the lid and my thoughts comparing it to the net solution I previously used. So first the pros here, and when I'm comparing this is mostly comparing to either a net solution, the DIY one that I have, and I have a video on that on my channel, or there are net solutions that companies sell. The first one is it's easy to set up, and I'll show you that here in a tiny little bit, but it's super easy. Really, you just have to buy the two components, the actual plexiglass and then these clips, and then you're just putting the clips on in enough places to support the lid, and then placing the lid on. It was super easy. Really, the only difficult part is making sure you measure the plexiglass properly, but that's pretty simple. Next is that it can fit on any size aquarium. You just have to get the right size plexiglass and the right size clips, and any rimless aquarium, whether small or larger than this, you can make this type of lid work for it. The next after that is that it just looks good. I think it looks very good. It looks very professional. As long as you get the right thickness plexiglass, it kind of just blends right in with the whole aquarium. And yeah, along with that is it is easy to clean. Really, what I've been doing is when I take it off for water changes once a week, I just wipe it down, and that should keep it pretty clean, but super easy just to wipe off. And along with that is it is very easy to take off. Really, all you do is, I'll put a phone down. All you do is you're just gonna come over here, lift it up. I only have one hand right now, so holding the camera, but you just take the whole thing off, put it to the side, and then when you're ready after the water change, just put it back on. So super, super easy. Now, as far as cons and negatives, because I always like to give both sides and tell you of any negatives that I feel that this type of lid does have, just so you're aware, because, you know, with everything, there's some positives and negatives. So as far as the negatives, the first one is that it does bend quite a bit. So now what I actually did was, it was actually bending the opposite way. I had this flipped for the first 2 weeks, and so it started to bend in a little bit. I did two things. I didn't originally have a clip in the back there, so I added a clip in the middle and the back. What I also did was I flipped them reverse so that the part bending in was now up, so it was kind of going concave up. And that's actually completely fixed it, because now it's starting to bend the other way, but now it's actually sitting completely flat. I'm imagining if I keep it on this side for another 2 weeks, it'll start to bend in again, and I would just flip it. As far as the bending, it wasn't bending that bad. I don't think it would have bent in and broken. It was just from the water evaporating and sitting in the middle, it was bending it down a little bit. Next one is that it will get cloudy over the time. Mine's still pretty good, but I've only had it running for a few weeks, maybe a month now. But over time, it is going to get cloudy just from water stains and hard water evaporating on it and drying. So that is one thing. A lot of people don't like glass lids for that reason. So you're going to have the same problem with here, as it is going to get cloudy over time. Personally, that doesn't bother me. I don't care about that. I think it's better than having the net turn on black and brown in spots just from like algae and water drying up on it. And the last one is it is a bit pricey. It's definitely pricier than the net solution. The net solution was probably less than $20, maybe $15. But the plexiglass, for these, they cost me $50 for each sheet. And I did get the edges rounded so they wouldn't be sharp at all. And they were custom cut for the size I want. But that still is a little pricey, because it was $100 for both of them for the whole tank. And depending on the size tank you want, you know, you can expect to pay that or more. And yeah, anyway, so it really is just that simple. So far, I'm absolutely loving the solution. A big improvement over the DIY netting solution that I previously did. I still like that. That's still less expensive, and there are still positives about that. But this one, I think, is going to last way longer. Overall, it looks better, and especially as time goes on, I think comparing them, this will shine in how it looks compared to the netting solution. But anyway, that does wrap up the video. I'd love to hear others' opinions on this, any other solutions you've had. And I'll just close out with saying the net still is the best for your budget, but I definitely like this one more, and I don't see myself going away from this for this tank, or if I even had a different rimless aquarium in the future where I wanted a lid. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll catch everyone next time.